Alright, YouTube, what's happening? Doing a new video today, and I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but I've been meaning to. And basically, this is a video of basically my most carried knives as of right now, May 2018. So let's get into it. See, here we got a bunch of good folders here on the table. We'll start with today's EDC. It is the Benchmade 940 dash. Oh crap! What's the model number on this one? 1701. Which is the Going Gear exclusive with the 20 CV blade, the red thumb studs, the red C-Tech inlay on the G10, red barrel spacers, and I added the deep carry clip. And this is essentially one of my favorite all-time EDC knives ever. Like, it's just amazing. This was a great example of a Benchmade. It had an even grind, it had good centering, no blade play. So when you get all those things, Benchmades can be some of the best knives out there. Unfortunately, sometimes their quality control is not there and you don't get those. But I found on these dealer exclusives that they're higher quality than the standard ones. So kind of something to keep in mind. Love the 940. Love this blade with the C-Tech and the G10 and the red and the black. And then the 20 CV blades kept it edge forever. I haven't even sharpened this knife and I've had it for a while and I carry it. Yeah, I totally missed that first cut. I carry it all the time. So Benchmade 940-1701. The next one we'll go with is, and these are in no particular order. We'll just go, I mean, we can go in order here. This is what I carried a few days ago. The Booz Blades Smoke TS1 front flipper. Love this knife as well. One of the better designs, I think. He executed the front flipper perfectly, in my opinion. With the right amount of jimping up there, it just flies out. Doesn't take a lot of guesswork or effort to know what to do there. So, fantastic knife. This is from the first run of him. He's done a second run. Hopefully he does another run. I'd like to see a different blade steel too. Not that I have anything wrong with S35, but, you know, it'd be nice. This one has just been a fantastic knife. And you can see that a lot of these knives are similar as far as their slim, sleek knives. That's kind of the way I like to carry them. I don't like big, wide knives in my pocket. I like them slim and sleek and, you know, about medium to small size. So. But the Booz Blade Smoke has been fantastic. I've had no issues with this. Made by We Knives. It's crazy smooth. One of my smoothest knives I own. Super fun factor. And the blade is nice and thin and a good slicer. And it's got good jimping right here. I mean, everything. I did a review on all these knives in this video, but this is definitely one of my top carried, and that's why. And I have never sold it because I know I'll regret it instantly because I can't buy another one, especially. That's one of the main reasons why. Alright, next is, this is actually what I carried yesterday, and I think about it, the ZT609. New knife for 2018 from ZT, RJ Martin design, smaller version of the 600? 606 maybe, with the see-through pivot. They still haven't come up with the tool. That's a sore spot for some, but I've had them since they came out, and I've never had any reason to adjust the knife. It came perfectly centered, it came with no play, it came with a nice snappy detent. It could be more false shuttier, if that's even a word. But again, on this knife, look at the handle. Very slim, very sleek. It's about the same size as a 940, maybe a little smaller. Just barely smaller in the handle than the 940. And has a nice thin blade stock. A couple of these actually have really thin blade stock. And a nice it's thin behind the edge, especially for a ZT. So, and the ergonomics are everything are great. Looks good. It's bronze titanium. You just can't go wrong. And the 20 CV steel in this as well. And I haven't had to do anything to this. I haven't even stropped this baby, and it's still super sharp. 20 CV is definitely a great steel. Okay, so the ZT609. Next up would be let's stick with the ZTs, and we'll go with the 393. This is the newest Hinder designed ZT. Has the Spantoon grind, which I've always loved, and I used to have a Hinder with it. So I was stoked when they came out with this model because I've always thought that the 392 Eclipse style handle, I just liked it better. It was thinner, it was a little bit shorter than the XM18 3.5, and overall just a lighter knife. This one weighs about 5 ounces versus most of those other ZTs are over 5 ounces, like the 562 and some other ones. I think this is about a good ½ ounce lighter than the 562. And it's slimmer and a little bit smaller in the handle, but it's still a good sized knife. I mean, if you wanted a big full-size knife, you're going to get it here. Once again, 20 CV on the steel. That's 3 knives here that have 20 CV, which is essentially the equivalent of M390, so I'm happy with that. I did add the Hinder holes clip. Looks a lot better with the blue. And I eventually want to get some custom either full carbon fiber or just do the inlay. I may end up doing full. Dr. Frankie just got his done. It looks freaking amazing. So, but this knife, again, out of the box has come very sharp. Haven't had to adjust anything. Haven't had to do anything to it. Still very sharp, and you've used the heck out of it. So, there you go. You see a trend here, right? All right. Next up, I'm just going to grab this Tucson knife, because this one's actually really surprised me. It's one of my newer knives, and it has been fantastic. The first Tucson I reviewed, I liked quite a bit. It had an amazing action. Well, I shouldn't say it had amazing. It had amazing how it fell shut and everything, but it didn't have a great detent. This one's got a very strong detent, but not too strong. You can still flip it without any issues, but it has that same smoothness because of that detent wrap they use in the ceramic bearings. The size of this one is great. It's about a medium-sized knife. It's about probably the same size as this 940. As far as your handle length is concerned, yeah, it's almost identical. So very similar. You can see the kind of style of knife or size of knives I like. The D2 steel has held up great too. It came crazy sharp. Maybe I need to strop this one. No, it's still good. I just happen to have this random piece of paper there. So, but it's one of the smoothest knives I own, and it's $45 that I paid for it. It came super smooth. I did a review on this one recently. The pocket clip was much better on this one than the previous ones I've had. And once I locked out of the pivot, it hasn't had any issues coming loose. So the Tucson TS76. Ooh. Problem with these Tucson knives is they don't put any kind of like model number on them. It just says Nightmare Design, and I think that's the model number. And I'm gonna verify it really fast, but I'm 99.9% sure that's the model number. So if you guys want to find one of these, it's pretty light. It's like, I'll have to look at my review how many ounces it is exactly. I've got a scale right here actually. There's not one to zero for me. Still looking up that model. I'm pretty sure it's the TS76. I'm just looking at my old videos. YouTube app has had this weird error lately where it won't show you your videos. 3.6 ounces. Yeah, it is the TS76. So definitely recommend that one. It's a budget knife. Man, it's fantastic. And like the blade shape, it's got that kind of reverse Tanto-ish, Warncliffe-ish. I mean, it's a very similar blade shape to the 940. So you can see here. Love that one. Next up is the Mass Drop Ferrum Force Gent. Got on the first. This is the first run version of this knife. Got in on it when it first came out, and it's fantastic. It's a small knife, but man, it performs like a bigger knife, and it's just the best value I've found. I mean, yeah, this Tucson's a great value, but for $30 more, I think $35 more, you get titanium and S35 and G10 versus just D2. I mean, this is titanium and S30 or titanium and G10 as well, but you get S35. So blade steel upgrade. I mean, this Tucson may be a better deal, but the problem with the Tucson is it's not always that price. That was an auction price. There's no like dealer as well. I mean, you can get these on Massdrop right now for 79 bucks. There's a drop open currently, so if you haven't got in on it, do it. It's got a nice choil up here. I mean, it's just been a fantastic knife. And this one I've used quite a bit, and I just stropped it, I believe, just recently. So it's still pretty sharp. Yep. So the Massdrop Ferrum Force Gent, very frequently carried knife of mine. The next one, actually, there's two more. It is the Kaiser Zip Slip. Now, I got this recently in from Kaiser. They sent it to me for review, and I freaking love this knife, man. It is like the perfect gentleman's carry. It's the perfect sheeple-friendly knife. It's got a blade under 3 inches. It's a slip joint, doesn't lock, but it has one-handed opening. You saw how easy that was for me to do with that thumb hole. It has a flat, what do they call it? Ever flat or something backspacer. I did it in my review. That Michael Vagnino designs. So usually on a slip joint, you're going to have a little bit of the back spring sitting out. This one does not, which is awesome. And it has a pocket clip, which a lot of slip joints don't have, and it's a nice deep carry clip. So it's light, it's slim, it's thin, and it is a great gentleman's carry. I carry this frequently in a suit and on Sundays, and it's just one of those knives that you don't, if you whip it out to do something, you're not going to like people aren't going to give you weird looks, which some people don't care, and I really don't typically, but sometimes I'm around certain people that do, and it's nice to have an option like that. So love the Zip Slip. That's one of my favorites. Last but not least is the North Arm Skaha 2. Got this in on the recent. They started selling this again just recently, and now they're sold out again. There's a waiting list, but I got in on it, and I got the blue G10, and I definitely dig this knife. The action is the best of any knife I have. It's just ridiculous. It falls right shut, and it's got a snappy detent. The blade is great. It's thinly ground. It has not very thick blade stock. It's a great slicer. The size is a little, it's not too big by any means. I mean, this ZT should be bigger, but you know, I would like it a titch smaller. I don't know. And the handles are very nicely contoured, but it's a bit wide. You can see the thinness difference between this ZT and that. It's pretty, I mean, not substantial, but pretty noticeable difference. So, and the 609 is very thin. So, those are my only gripes on the knife. Otherwise, it's fantastic. It's just fantastic fit and finish. The deep carry clip that they added, the wire clip is great. The G10 is really nicely done. It's lightweight. So definitely a good EDC option. Alright guys, I think that's going to wrap up this video. That's my most carried knives of 2018 up to this point in May. And we're about halfway through the month, and that could obviously change. But I can tell you a few of these, especially these two, and maybe probably even that one, probably would never leave. I've had these both for a long time, and they've survived many a knife sale. The ZT609 too, I love. Love the Zip Slip for the many reasons I've said. I would say, you know, this is such a good deal, and such a good deal, and I wouldn't want to get rid of it because of that factor. But I'm not 100% on. These are a little bit on the bigger end for me, and I love they're both fantastically built knives, but I could see them possibly leaving the collection before anything else here. And I don't know why I'm saying that, just letting you know. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, guys. Let me know if you have any comments. Leave them down below. Let me know what your most carried knives are right now, and we'll see you on the next video.